So Mary Pat, to speak about you, one of our favorite ways, when I say our, your former teammates, decided to use your sticky note system. And so, here are some things about you that have been said. Mary Pat, you care deeply for others and our Dominican congregation. Most of us think of you as gentle and strong. They might sound like opposites, but they truly are hallmarks of leadership. A third gift to all of us is your deep faith. Mary Pat, you are a quiet presence. You never looked for attention, even with this sticky note system. You're a good listener. You have a very creative sense of humor. And Mary Pat, you are the essence of a gentle lady. You let people be themselves, and in your quiet way, you are a deeply faithful Dominican.
As a Dominican nun, it was hard when she joined. I mean, it was strict and hard. She doesn't wear a habit anymore. She lives within the community. But she's always lived sort of within the community, even when she had the habit on. She made people feel better about themselves, Dan.
She was always my favorite aunt because she was very nice to me.
She used to go away on vacation with us before she went in the convent. She always went to Lake George with us, and she was our babysitter.
I was artistic and I liked it, and she was always there to guide and help. I remember as a little one learning to color by gently going in a circle rather than back and forth across the page.
Her love for the sisters is immense. As you know, the order is going through a lot of challenging times. So certain sisters are tapped for leadership, and they're really the right people for that time. And Sister Mary Pat was the right person for that time.
I find incredible is that she took on the job of prioress at a time in her life when we were all retiring.
She is known to me as someone who was dedicated, who was committed to others.
The leadership roles she took at the college, the way in which she was such a gift to so many students.
Sister Mary Pat is one of the most caring individuals I've ever come across. When you talk about someone who's non-judgmental, someone who wants the best for each person she meets, that sums up her personality to a T.
She worried about everybody. She worried about all the sisters, and if convents were changing or closing, she worried about how they would handle everything. And
she is a person who leads by example, and part of that means being there to be a witness to other people and to be in conversation and to be supportive. And it was amazing how she was able to do that, but that takes a lot of energy.
She's a mentor, she's a teacher, she's a leader of both her sisters and the church in that region. She's the best of the best.
Sweet, wonderful, happy, funny.
My one uncle, who was her best buddy, the two of them had this giggle and quiet sense of humor that we all watched for it to blossom on holidays. They would sit and read Peanuts comics and just giggle.
She laughs easy.
One of the most caring and empathetic people I've ever met in my life.
She makes people feel good about themselves, and in the consequence, she joins in.
What I'd like to thank her for is just being someone I know I could always call and share worries or confidences with her, particularly when I was younger, before I was married and had children.
While she was great at giving advice and a little bit of direction, I can say for myself that I really was a little lost at the time about whether I wanted to go into teaching or go into communications, and I was able to kind of meld both through her leadership and just her gentle direction to find out my strengths that I didn't even know that I had at that time.
You look back at her life, and it's all about giving back. And yet she never took anything that she had to give back. I mean, she changed lives by the thousands, literally the thousands. Molloy and its successes you can trace to Sister Mary Pat.
She was extremely humble. And she never, ever wanted to be in the forefront of anything. So this is a great opportunity to highlight her as an individual.
Receiving the St. Catherine of Siena medal is absolutely apropos, given her life as a Dominican sister and the leadership roles that she assumed along the way.
She represents the past, but she represents the best things about the past that we need to bring into the future. That sense of dedication, but that sense of selflessness that allows us to live a mission, not just to speak a mission.
A deeply poetic, artistic, and faith-filled Dominican sister. I'm really proud that we honor you tonight and proud to call you sister.
Who doesn't love Sister Mary Pat Nalin? Who doesn't? Everybody does.
Without her guidance at Malloy, I could have never made it through, and I'm sure that she had that impact on so many other students besides myself.
She's lived an entire life based on giving back and changing people's lives for the better. And this will be the first time that I'm aware of where the audience in the room stood up and applauded Sister Mary Pat Nalin. You're the special one. You always have been. And you make our family proud, and you make me just joyous at your recognition. Love you, Mary Pat. Love you.